What's up? Here's just more sharpening. So join me if you would. If you're bored, if you want some tips, if you just want to hang out and ask me some questions, please do. Because I am here. I'm at home. I have two kids today. They're out playing with their swords or something destructive. I'm sure I'll hear from them during the show. But for now, I need some time away from them. I've been with them all morning. So they can eat their lunch, and I'm going to sharpen. So we got a box. I'm pretty sure I know what's in here. This is one that I think will be good and people will enjoy watching me do. So, box opening knife. So, until like 2018, natives were built differently. So, Native 5 was the first real, is a native everyone's aware of, but there's obviously been 4 other versions of it. Native 5, I think they might have made some other ones in the US sporadically, but the Native 5 is the one that is a US model. It's the first one. They used to have steel liners, and this is heavy knife. This is such a well-made knife. The tolerances here are so good. It looks so nice. I used to not like these natives with the full liners because in 2018 they got rid of them and they turned these into solid G10 slabs with clip screw insert holders and all that crap. But this is just a simple slab on metal liner native, and should have bought more of these. Shouldn't have sold 1 or 2 of them that I had, but this is my user knife, and it's dense, and that's a good feeling. Like the whole knife feels heavy in a good way. It just feels very usable and worky. So it's my box opener knife. It's the only knife in the house that gets dull, really. So see who we got here. We have Carl Maxwell saying, "What's up?" How's it going, Dane? Thank you for joining me. I think that's an emoji not clicking through right on the program. Sup, Facebook user? Click that StreamYard link at the top of this post that says enable StreamYard, and your name will pop up right here so I can see who's with me. So this knife is packed fairly interesting, simply. Okay, what's the best way through all these layers of tape? So I'm just going to cut the bag. Yeah. People, if you're sending someone a knife, remember they have to open it. So please don't make it hard. Okay, I think we got it. Ah, beautiful. I keep on wanting to sharpen these. This is a Chris Reeves, I believe this is the Umnumzon, right? Someone correct me in the comments. So this is the Umnumzon, right? This is 3.5 inches of Tonto. It looks like the Tonto has been mirrored already. Looks like the edge has been mirrored, but definitely needs a better mirror. So interesting. Let's see how it cuts. I'm starting to like Pure Queso. I've been getting a lot of them in the mail. And a couple of them have been tuned well enough or broken in that I can actually open and close them. But the Umnumzon, I've always had issues with because I don't understand this thumb stud. It's like it's not a thumb stud. It's a stop pin, but it is a thumb stud, and there's no other way to open it. I don't know. I can't open it. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, it's a cool knife though. I'm starting to like CRKs, so I just wish I could open them better. So we get to do a Tonto. This one's been full bevel mirrored, it looks like. So I'm actually going to message the owner right now and ask him what he wants me to do with it. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So normally, hey Camden, how's it going, bud? Good. Can you stay out here? Yeah. I just have to tell you something. Yeah. When I dropped one of my lightsabers on the battery, one of the batteries fell out, and then I had to fix it. Then I did, but when I tried to make it work, it didn't even work. Okay, I'll fix it when I get here. Okay. Okay. I do like being a dad. It's fun. That's his biggest problem of the day: is fixing the battery in a lightsaber. So we're going to do the primary edge first. And we'll see how this looks. I usually start CRKs at 20 and then adjust from there. This usually seems to be about 20 degrees though. Yes, it does, Chase. What up, Carlito? Oh, I'm going to pin this post. So I always start at 150. I always like to create my edge fresh. I don't try to, just hope someone reprofiled right. I always start, when I'm doing a new edge, I always start at 150. I only touch up with 400 when I'm doing my own edge. I know the angle is. Not really worried about creating scratches. It does not take long to go back up a stone, but it does take a long time to try to profile or get an issue out with the higher grit stone. So just start with lower grit stone. It doesn't take long to fix your scratches. So first thing we're going to do is take some tape. See how this all lines up. So this is going to hit, if it hits a little bit on one of these fun ricassos, we don't have a lot of space to fudge it. So got to watch out there, not go too far past the end of the edge because we can't hit the end of the blade. That sucks when that happens. So we're taping up using electrical tape because it is stretchy and it sticks well and it doesn't come off even with water, really, if you use good tape. And it doesn't really leave much residue. Like, it's not a big deal to clean up. But it does really help. And it's abrasion resistant. So when I rub my stone against it to a reasonable degree, it doesn't deteriorate unless I really crank against it. Okay, let's see where we're at. Some marker. Okay, now we're going to check our angle. Check our stop collar position, which is here. Make sure the blade or the stone can't go past the blade so it clears. Now we're just going to swipe. It looks like we're at the top of the bevel. So not the leading edge, the top side of the bevel, which means we're too low. So we need too low of an angle, which means we need to take the sharpener and make it up to a higher angle. So just drop it down right here. Reswipe, and now we're a lot closer. A lot closer. Maybe just a little bit more. So what I'm looking for is the Sharpie on the edge to be totally gone. And if this is done well, if someone's done a good job sharpening, it'll come straight off with one pass without leaving any little divots or marks or issues. So this is pretty well. This is pretty good. I'm at the right angle now on this side. So now let's check the other side. What up? What up, Michael? I'm enjoying this. I've had several people now that I've just decided to sharpen a knife, and they've joined me. So maybe this fellow will join us while we're watching as well, too. I mean, how can you beat that, Mr. Mailman Down? EDC, out doing the Lord's work, delivering those packages, and I'll sit here and I'll make them sharp. So this side, checking the marker. We're pretty good. We're good. Yeah, we're good. So this is the angle we're going to go at. Let's see what we're doing. So I usually like to go to the nearest half degree so people can remember. It's 19.5 degrees, so it's right on. That's about right for a CRK. Usually I see about 20. Alrighty, let's. We're basically now gonna take off this edge. It's been done before. It's not bad. It's just we're gonna do a better one than this. I'm basically now just trying to create a burr. So we're just gonna go and check. In my experience on S35, at least on CRKs, the burr is hard to find. The burr is very small in my experience. Compared to like 15V or something, or Maximum. So we're going to see if we can raise it. So we're just trying to apex the edge, make the very leading edge sharp again without removing much material. So going forward and backwards. It keeps me entertained. Okay. So now we're going to check for a burr. Feels like we kind of have a little one. So I'm using my fingernail and just like trying to pull down the edge and see if it hooks. Not really. One. I have not. What is a fishhook method? Do you actually use a fishhook? So we're trying to pay attention to the transition point on the Tonto tip right here, right here. So when I take my stone, I don't want to roll it down. I want to make sure it stays at least half over it. I don't want it tipping like that. So just something to pay attention to. Some people say you can do a Tonto without doing two positions. I disagree with that. It sounds like it's more work to try to find an average angle to make them both work, especially when a full swedge like this is sharpened. Yeah, this will be interesting. I don't know if that's sharpened or not. So yeah, I do two edges separately. And it doesn't take a lot of time, but the tips usually need so much work. I don't want to just take an average angle between these two edges and then work off the side to try to get it. It's way easier just to turn it. So right now we're just doing this edge. Looks like we're forming powder on the edge, which to me means there's burr getting hit from the other side. Okay, checking for burr. Yeah, we got a burr now. Okay. So now we're just going to do one more pass on this side. Make sure we're apex and I can feel it. Since we apex the other side and the burr is now facing up like this, your first stroke with the stone, you can feel and hear that it's different. It will be contacting a little burr that's hanging over, and you'll feel and hear it. And that makes you know that you're apex both sides. Okay. Yep, definitely got a burr. So I have my Bluetooth speaker in my mail truck turned up pretty loud, and when Tom is sharpening, folks that drive by look at me and wonder what that sound is. It's the sound. I'm surprised I like the sound of sharpening. I'm sure a lot of people dislike the sound of a stone grinding steel, but I enjoy it. It puts me at peace and gets me out of my head, which is very important. Which is I've been doing these so much lately, as I've been not feeling great. So this helps me redirect my energy. All right. So now we're done with 150. I love this little case. This is from Hapstone. Here's all my CVN stones. These are all my strops. I don't really use the strops, but when I need to, I have them. The kangaroo strops from Hapstone. I do freehand stropping. I'm not chasing that perfect mirror. I'm pretty happy with how my mirrors turn out just off the stone in one strop. But I have the ability to do them all. So now we're doing just forward strokes, lining up the scratch. We're done enough on the side already. Now we're looking at the edge, making sure it looks even. Going backward strokes, roughing up my pattern, and I'm going to go forward strokes again to finish. I should probably sharpen with the light on right now, but I usually don't. I don't like the light. I don't like being in bright rooms. I like the dark. So I sharpen with the lights off. I just have the windows open right now, and I have actually the lamp that's usually on is this. It's my ring light. I'm gonna put that back on. There we go. You can see the edge better now. So now I'm gonna do another switch over. I got a burr at 400 grit I can feel. So now I'm trying to deburr this 400 grit edge, just doing long sweeping strokes so my scratch pattern stays lined up. Deburr this side. You can see some of the burr kind of turns to powder, or whatever it is. So it's kind of neat to watch the little powder dust build up on the edge, and feels like you're getting something done. Okay. Check my messages. I assume he wants it mirrored. I can mirror anyway. And if I take it off, I take it off. Let's see what he says. Okay, can someone tag Jason Strawn? His last name is Strawn, like Spawn, but Strawn. Jason Strawn. I'm doing his knife now, and I want to see if he's interested in watching. Okay, jumping up to 800. Love these stones. This is the best purchase of 2023 for me, are these Hapstone premium stones. Everything about them is better than any other stone I've handled. The backing, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but the backing is nice and heavy, and it's thick. And I think it's steel instead of aluminum, and it makes a big difference. It like weighs down on the blade. It makes it easier to put pressure on it. Man, these are just amazing stones. And like they feel so smooth. Like it feels like there's no grip. But when they hit steel, they do their magic. Victor got it. That's how I spell it. So I told him I'm going to see how this goes, about what kind of edge I put on it. Since we're just doing the primary edge now, and it's already, I'm just going to make this a mirror now. And if I decide not to make the Tonto swedge a mirror, I will just take it off. Not a big deal. All you have to do is run a 400 stone over for 10 seconds. Yeah, I go up and finishes, and then if I'm not happy with the mirror, I'll just take it off and do it over again. It's not a big deal. These stones polish so fast, you can do an edge real quick. If I'm not happy with it, I'm not happy with it. So it's got to come off. Okay, now we're looking on the edge. Looks nice. Looks nice satin. Hapstone. These hapstones that I've been using. I had Venev Orion stones, which are more expensive on Gritomatic, and maybe I just didn't know how to take care of them. But the way I sharpen, I destroyed them very quickly, and they don't feel nearly the same quality as these stones, these hapstones. These hapstones are amazing. Purchase of the year makes this possible doing this. It's totally worth the money. If you want a mirror and you're beating your head against the wall and just like can't do it, or you're not satisfied, or you get there but it's not sharp anymore because you stropped it too much or whatever, if you just get good stones, just put the money into it, you'll have a mirror. It's not that hard. I know people want to hear that you can get a Lansky and get like these crazy mirrors that you see on Instagram. You're not going to. If you really want that, then you got to step up. If you don't want to step up to expensive stones, just concentrate on getting sharp. That's more important. It's more impressive. Is making a nice profile looking edge that's super sharp is more impressive than making something shiny but not sharp and even. I learned to mirror on a cami. I would sit there and I would strop with Gendy diamond emulsions 4 and 1 micron for fucking like ever. I thought the more I stropped, the better it got. And when I was done, it looked good. I actually got pretty good at doing it by doing this, like the technique. But they just felt dull, and they looked good. They looked good to me then. They looked really cool. It was my first mirrors, and they'd satisfy most people. But I would just keep on stropping and stropping and making it less sharp. And that doesn't help. What grits do you use from a blade that's never been sharpened from start to finish? I always start, unless it's like obscenely damaged, I start with a 150. I start with an 80 sometimes, but with the 150 you can take a heel out. So in that range, low 100s on a stone is a good starting point. Anything under 100 is really for like fixing chips. You can do it though. It's not a big deal. I use it all the time, but I find the 150 cuts better and it's easier. So, and it feels less like you're grinding bumps over smooth steel. It feels like you're just gliding. So, my typical mirror is 150 to 2000 is for a customer's mirror. Hello, Facebook user. Is this Jason? Jason, I'm sharpening your knife. So that's why Victor tagged you if that's why you're here. Sharpening your knife and putting a mirror on it. I'm on side 2 and I'm going to do 800 or side 1 and we're doing 2000 grit, which is the mirror stone. I have stones up to 8,000. I find 2,000 looks fine. It isn't a noticeable difference to me. And I prefer to keep it a little less finished, less time on these upper stones. Keep some of the bite in the edge. So I've actually never used my 8,000 stone. I've used my 5,000 a few times, but usually just finish at 2K. So Jason, we're doing your knife. Oh, we got visitors. Hey, Kenzie, you You want this, Kinsley?
It's not correct. Dad, is it okay if I also have one?
Yeah, here, take this.
Yeah. Oh, you do this.
Hey, can you please get out here?
It's Santa.
Go eat lunch.
Oh, okay.
You should go. Oh, I just brought him a candy. They just asked for Twix, so I just gave him a Twix. Perfect. There's 2 pieces. I didn't even have to cut it in half. Okay. Now we're done with the primary bevel. Yes, it is, Eric. I believe that is the name of this funky beast. Another Chris Reeve in the clamps today. Here's a different piece of chamois cloth for this clamp. So now we're clamping just the Tonto tip, so it's parallel to the jaws as much as possible. So you're actually going to put the knife in at a 45-degree angle, right about like that. So the front edge right here is starting to go this way, but pretty much parallel. Okay, so our primary edge was at 19.5 degrees. So we're going to color in. We're going to color in the whole Tonto swedge. This has been mirrored. It's not bad. I should have seen how it cut, actually. I don't know why I didn't. We can make it look better. It was decent, though. I don't know if it was polished or if it was sharpened, though, because the Tonto tip on Umnumzons, in my experience, is convex. So the leading edge is at a higher angle than the back of the bevel. And to fix that and to make a swedge fully mirrored like it is now, you have to take a bunch of material off. So if it was just polished and that area was polished on like a buffing wheel, then it will still be high. And I don't want to open the can of worms of doing a full bevel if it's not already been sharpened. Yeah, typically they have a micro bevel. That's a lot of people like them to be fully mirrored like this. So I'm going to see the way it looks when we put a stone on it and what the angle is like. So set this to 19.5 degrees. It's important that you change your angle when you move any knife, because the difference between the clamped here and clamped here, we're at 18 degrees instead of 19.5. So that's a 1.5 degree difference just by the clamping. So at 19.5 degrees, we're too low, so we're going to have to go up in angle, farther up. There we go. Okay, this looks like this whole Tonto swedge has been done. So we'll sharpen the whole swedge out. It is at 21 degrees. Okay. Your swedge is at 21 degrees. So we're going to sharpen not just an edge. We're going to do this whole swedge piece. So the edges, these are really cool when they turn out right. I've never done a full mirrored Omnumzon swedge, but this one's already been ground out, so it won't be too bad. Yeah, we're good. Then reapply some marker. Make sure the side's all good. Cool. Alrighty. Now it's just a matter of making sure we have no low spots. It's already been sharpened. This is the whole swedge is sharpened out. So in theory, we should be able to mirror it without much issue. When you have problems is when you start this and don't finish it. If you try to go from a micro bevel to a full tonto bevel like this one, you have to be committed. You have to just sit there and grind away until you get all the steel done. So this has been done pretty well. So now we're just sharpening it, really. We're all lined up. All the Sharpie's going away without having to like bend the stone or anything. No, dude, it's good actually. It's not bad. It's just, I mean, we're gonna make it better, but it's well profiled and it had a good mirror on it. So we're just gonna make it a little bit sharper. And put a mirror back on. If the mirror looks obnoxious or funky, I'll take it off and put a 400 grit satin tip on it. Right. Checking for a burr, actually. You have some work to do a little bit. Holding my finger under the edge just makes it just easier to put more pressure on the handle. Keep you from falling off as well and rounding the tip out. So let's do one more pass. Make sure we're apex. It feels like we are now. Oh, we better check our stock color before we get crazy. Not lucky. Okay, now we got a burr I can feel. This should be our last pass, as long as we're getting the burr off from the other side. Making sure our transition point stays neat and tidy. Okay, I'm gonna apply it good. Doing 400 grit. Shouldn't take too long. Checking the scratches, making sure we got all the spots from the 150 hit, and our scratches are all lined up. See you, Brian. I love these stones. Don't know why I enjoy doing Tontos. They're so much more work. But they are so much more fun to make videos of when I'm done. Okay, 800 grit stone. Took the burr off. Now we're just polishing. And so this is where you got to make sure you're getting the whole bevel in the same direction with your strokes. Make sure it's all even. Okay, looking good. Okay, final stone, going to 2K. Ooh, that looks good. That's looking good. Okay, we're mirrored up. Let's just for fun hit the tip with the 5K stone. I have it, why not? See if we can make the tip a little brighter. Looks like we're done. Let's go 1 micron strop. Take the tape off. Find the edge, find the angle. And I'm doing the tip. Tips are always kind of fun on these. You really feel it when you're at the right angle on the tip. There you go. Right, where is your angle? Okay, let's see how we look. And we're going to clean off our knife with some Gunny Glow. Get yourself some stuff that cleans everything. The blade's not that dirty, but we got a little Sharpie left over from doing the edge marking, and just give it a nice little clean down. That's it for a second. So I'm going to now take a magic eraser, Mr. Clean magic eraser, and I'm going to go down the edge and get a marker fragment, little artifacts that are left over above the bevel. Clean anything off the knife that was there, make it look nice and shiny. Now I'm going to take chamois cloth, wipe it down. Okay, here's the reveal. Looks pretty good to me. That's a nice tip. It turned out great. See the sharp. I recommend talk to Triple B about this the other day. 1 micron or 3 micron. I don't know which one's better, but Triple B uses 1 for everything, so I'm going to go with that. 1 micron. If you don't have that, go 3 micron. Very sharp. You see how the tip is. Nice tip cuts like an edge. Coolio. There you go. Anyway. Mirrored Omnumzon with full Tonto grind. Full swedge. Yeah, that's probably the knife I'm going to sharpen for this session. Probably do this again later, but I should probably go watch my kids now. Thank you, sir. I assume this is your knife. I will message you here in a second. And I'm going to take a video and I'm going to take a reel of this really cool edge. I'm going to put it on Instagram because it looks really nice. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining me. That was cool. I'll be back again later. This is what I do because it's fun. All right. See ya.